Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip-hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with True Heel Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
What's going on, everybody? This is your former AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Once a champion, always a champion. Swerve Strickland. Whose house? Swerve's house. You're watching True Heel Heat podcast.
Hello everyone, it's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at True Heel Heat. Yeah!
Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom SP3, and we are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube and Facebook for Rated Raw Review, episode 87, Smash 'em All, reviewing the September 29th, 2025 edition of WWE Raw on Netflix as only we can. And to do that, I usually would say I am being joined today by Romeo or Top Guy JJ. But no, I'm here solo. Solo Dolo Jones over here. Don't worry. Top Guy JJ says he's going to be here soon. He said he would be here by now. But he said 1:20 the latest. So he's got about 1 minute before he's officially late and past the time he would be here. But yes, We are here to discuss WWE Raw on Netflix from September 29th, 2025. It's Rated Raw Review, our Tuesday afternoon delight as we talk about WWE Raw as only we can. And we appreciate y'all for joining us live. Appreciate y'all for watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back. The simplest way possible is by dropping a thumbs up on the video. That helps out the YouTube algorithm also much. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, you can sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you guys, hear your thoughts on last night's WWE Raw as we talk about it. And you will pretty much be my co-host for the first couple of minutes here until Top Guy JJ makes his presence be known. But of course, sound off in the live chat, sound off in the comment section if you're watching us on demand. If you're with us, interacting with us in the live chat, I'll highlight as many of your comments as possible. But of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, you want to show your support to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel and make sure your comment is highlighted on screen, you can do so with a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us, and we always appreciate your support. We got one of our members of the channel. Hit the join button and become a member for just $1 a month. It's very cool. You get to interact with us. You get more exclusive content as well. I Make Beats, who says Big Man. Oh, it says Big Rome gotta hold the record for most returns. I'm guessing that you're probably referring to the fact that probably on Twitter, it's probably adding to the number. There is multiple like thumbnails or screenshots of Roman Reigns returns, Roman Reigns returns, Roman Reigns returns that happen so many times due to his part-time schedule and due to like multiple weeks he would be off television during like his long title reign, and he would make his return like, oh, he would be off for 3 weeks and then he would make his return. Now it's just, he gets beaten down and then he makes his big pop. He gets the big return pop, makes his comeback 500th time. And we got that on last night's show. That's why the headline for today's show says Roman Reigns returns again. Because we've seen this a couple of times, folks, at this point. This is not, I don't know where this would rank in the Roman Reigns return list. I don't think it's top 5 off the top of my head. Name your favorite Roman Reigns returns in the live chat. Interact with us. We got Dre in the chat who says Jimmy might turn his back on Jay since Jay said he ain't getting the title. There was a lot of shade towards Jimmy Uso on this show for sure. We got Dre who also says it's a lot they can do with the bloodline again. It feels like that's the only thing that Triple H knows he can fall back on is the bloodline drama is always going to be interesting to us because of the interpersonal relationships and connections that have been made and the stars that have been made throughout the bloodline. Like Roman Reigns at the start of the whole bloodline story is much different from the Roman Reigns of now, where, he was very supportive of Jay. He wanted to see Jay elevate up, but now he's in like coach mode. He's like, Jay, you gonna take this? Yeah, it's gonna smash him. Take the title back. Yeah, that's right. He feels like Jay can take one world title, he'll take the other world title type of thing. Like he feels like Jay is his equal, and he's trying to put him like Roman is the number 1 star, but he sees that Jay is on the come up, and he's trying to pull him up to the extra rungs that he needs to be pulled up to. Davion says WWE be like, hey, Roman, we're doing another big show this year. Can you help us out, please? I know they just threw him on the graphics and the promotional material for Crown Jewel, and he's back within like 7 days of that. Go figure. What a coincidence. What a coinky dink. We got Dre who says, and Oba has to come to the main roster after losing to Ricky, he meant. Ricky Starks, yes. Ricky Sane, excuse me. Check out our WWE No Mercy review that we have on the channel talking about that matchup with Ricky Saints becoming the new champion. We got Dre who says Javon lost to Sammy Friday. That was a great match. Absolutely. Javon with an impressive effort in his first singles match on the main roster. We got Rick who says Sammy should have been the one to end the reign, the Roman's reign. I mean, there's an argument to be made that yeah, you're probably right. Like that was the peak of the Bloodline was 2013, and that the peak of the Bloodline, like the end of the Bloodline, a lot of people say it's different points. You could say it's the end of the Bloodline. Some people say WrestleMania 40. Some people say WrestleMania 39, really, with the loss of the Usos. That's the end of the Bloodline peak. But the Bloodline peak for a lot of people end at WrestleMania 40. For me, I think they were able to extend it with the intrigue, with Solo bringing in, guys like the Gorillas of Destiny and Jacob Fatu into his new Bloodline. And I think that they were able to get a lot of months of good television, whether it be, the introduction and the debut of Jacob Fatu, the great match that Solo and Tama were able to have with Kevin Owens and Randy Orton and Leon France last year at Backlash with the introduction of Tonga Loa. Tama Tonga's debut on the SmackDown after WrestleMania 40 was really well done as well. The big angle where they turn on Paul Heyman, all the build to Survivor Series with CM Punk and Paul Heyman coming into play, and then you get all the intrigue with Roman and Punk interacting, Bronson Reed being elevated and put into that. I think that the real ending of the Bloodline peak was Survivor Series 2024, but they're still interesting to this day. But always an argument that Sammy should have ended the reign way earlier at Elimination Chamber in Montreal. Chuck Berry's my man. He says, "What's up, SB3 in chat? Raw last night was fine, just fine to me. OTC return was the main focus, in my opinion. And if we're talking about OTC, we got to bring in my fellow follower of the OTC, my fellow acknowledger. He is the resident True Hill Heat alcoholic himself and sneaker collector, Top Guy JJ. How are you doing?
Shit, wish I had some fucking alcohol this morning or afternoon. What's up, y'all? I love people. Here we are. Acknowledging tribal chiefs, little tribal chiefs in the making, and back to your regularly scheduled program on Monday Night Raw.
Well, is that to say that you didn't like Monday Night Raw?
I'm iffy on this week.
Okay.
I'm iffy.
That's fair.
Well, I guess the more we talk about it, let's see if that iffy changes.
Okay.
I doubt it's gonna change, but it's iffy for me.
I just personally think that there's enough stories where I'm able to say that it's at least better than where it was a month ago. I don't know if that's saying much, to be honest.
It's better than it's been when we were shitting on it for like 2 months.
Yeah.
But
give it that.
But that was in the 4.5 and 5 rating episodes. So
there was a lot of bad episodes there in a row.
The 6.5. I guess it's technically an improvement.
That is fair. We got some shout outs for you in the chat. We got Davion who says Top Guy JJ is here. Let's get this review cracking. We also got Kraken. We got also Chief who says great co-storytelling Raw. I'm just more for action in the ring. Okay. There you go. So he's saying it's more about stories going on. And I agree. It's not like we had a great match last week. I thought the main event on this show was fun. I thought there was good wrestling on the show, but I think like the main focus was the main event and what happened in the main event. And that was a fun, all thriller, no filler, 10-minute main event. I'll take it.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the this was not a bad episode of Raw. Like, this wasn't a terrible episode. This was not a bad one. This ain't going to be the ones that I have 37 complaints about or 15 rants. This ain't gonna be one of those episodes. But it's one of those, if you missed it, you missed it.
That makes sense. That makes sense. That actually makes sense.
That's the only way I could, like, if you watched it, you're not going to be mad you saw it. But if you missed it, you're not going to be like, fuck, I need to go back and watch Raw.
Yeah.
It ain't that deep.
Well, let's get into it. Let's talk about it. WWE Raw on Netflix last night took place from Raleigh, North Carolina. What did you think about the crowd last night from Raleigh?
Hot and cold. Like hot and cold. They had good moments, like pretty good moments, but they also had some really quiet moments, like really quiet moments. This was one of those towns that they liked who they liked, and they were really behind who they were behind and wanted to react to who they reacted to, and anybody else.
It was one of those nights for sure.
It was one of those.
So we see for first showing up the Usos, the Judgment Day, Los Americanos, and Rusev as well. They all show up at the arena. We get Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett are back on the commentary call this week. We get Tessitore welcoming us to Raleigh, North Carolina. He says the city that unique mix of cutting edge business savvy and raw spirit that mirrors modern day WWE. Okay. Then there was a recap of last week, ending with Asuka and Kairi Sane turning on IYO Sky and attacking Rhea Ripley. And we get Rhea Ripley to kick off the show to a huge reaction, as per usual, for the always popular Ripley. She gets on the mic to start us off, and she says that Asuka and Kairi Sane crossed the line with what they did to IYO Sky last week, whom they claimed was family. Ripley wanted to settle things in the ring, so she called the Kabuki Warriors out to the ring, but instead she gets the music of IYO Sky. IYO Sky comes out to a good reaction of her own. Sky gets on the mic and she admits Ripley was right about Asuka and Kairi Sane, no matter how much, she hates to say it. And it broke her heart to say those words, even so. But still, they were her family, and she still loved them. Rhea tries to comfort IYO Sky, but then the lights cut and the Titantron comes on, and Asuka and Kairi Sane appear on the screen. Asuka addresses both Rhea and IYO. It was a pre-tape promo, so there were subtitles. Asuka said that she taught IYO everything that she knew and paved the way for her. But now IYO acted as if none of that mattered. She acted like everything that she did for her didn't simply exist. Sky became champion because of her. But now IYO calls Ripley family and tries to forget about her. Asuka was willing to forgive IYO, but wanted an apology. Be like Kairi. You can both be my students. Sane, still the hesitant participant in all of this, told IYO they can still be a family. It wasn't too late for you to, apologize to Asuka. Asuka then finished things off and she says, but as for Rhea, it was too late, and smiled. Rhea tried to talk sense into IYO and basically said that she knew what it was like for family to turn on you. Speaking of the Judgment Day and what they did to her last year, and there was no way that IYO could go back to Asuka and Sane. Sky was upset. She needed time. She apologized to Rhea, but she had to go, so she left. Then from behind, out of the crowd, comes the Kabuki Warriors. They attack Rhea Ripley from behind. It's 2-on-1. IYO sees all of this going down. She's not sure what she wants to do, but eventually she runs to the ring and she pulls Asuka away from Rhea. IYO is still hesitant to fight Asuka or Kairi. You get Kairi who pleads with IYO until Asuka gets up and she spits the poison mist into IYO's face. Ripley then attacked. She goes after the Kabuki Warrior. She gets the best of them at first, but the numbers game get the better of her as Asuka lands a kick. Asuka then held down Rhea with a Asuka lock as Kairi came off the top rope with the insane elbow as they lay out both Rhea Ripley and IYO Sky for a second week in a row. This was quite a nice angle, I thought, to kind of follow up from the main event angle that ended the show last week. And we would get more to this throughout the night with Asuka with IYO kind of recovering from things. So we'll talk about that next, but wanted to hear what was your thoughts on this opening segment here.
I like how they continue it from the main event to the opening. I do like how they kind of just continued it directly. So I thought that was a cool way to open the show. I think it's really cool seeing Asuka being like a true villain. Like, she's not even like a heel. She's just like a villain. Like, she's a villain. And it's kind of a fresh feel for me. Like, she's not trying to like antagonize like the crowd or trying to do anything towards people. She's just being evil. and I kind of dig that. Because she's literally the only person in the entire WWE acting like this. So it's a nice little fresh take on how they're doing heel work, and it's in just straight villain form, which I'm digging. So this whole confliction of IYO Sky, I think is gonna bother me if it continues for weeks upon weeks, because you already know where Asuka stands. You clearly know where Asuka stands.
IYO's acting is not good. That was my only big nitpick, that it's not very believable. Like, it's kind of laughable, like the
right. So that's what, like, no, like, they whipped your ass last week. Like, they whipped your ass. Like, what are you crying for? In hurt? In no, like, fuck that. Like, family could get these hands too. Like, the fuck. Like, if I gotta beat respect into my sibling, I gotta beat respect into my family. Like, the fuck? Like, this whole...
We literally see it every week with the Bloodline.
Like, so that's the part that kind of has me, like, I'm okay with it for this week. Mm-hmm. But this is not something that I could continue to see. So that's the only thing that I'm gonna just be. If it's quick, then I'm okay with it. But if this shit drags through Crown Jewel and shit like that, then it's gonna be like, all right, this is gonna be fucking nauseating.
Yeah, if she's hesitant to like attack them and stuff during the matchup, I don't know how many of those spots I can deal with.
I don't know how believable that is. And it's not.
It's a distraction for what would be a great match.
The Kabuki Warriors versus IYO and Rhea, that could literally be like the match of the night.
Because this is the best story going on right now in WWE, and WWE deserves credit for how seamlessly they have positioned Asuka as the top heel on Raw in the women's division ever since Naomi went away with being pregnant.
Right, and this is why the Kabuki Warriors, I think, would have to win at Crown Jewel. Like,
definitely,
they have to win. Because this is not going to make sense for them to do all.
But they won't.
Right. So,
but they won't because it's in Perth. It's in Australia, so
I know,
we know who's going to win.
I mean, sometimes they shit on people.
I mean, WWE has been.
They don't like people in their hometown very much.
They have been digging in the Vince McMahon playbook all year long. So, to be fair, especially if you saw WrestlePalooza. Just saying.
The C show, by the way.
Great.
But I'm cool with where it's going if it ends in the right way. And that's with IYO Sky wanting to get her fucking hands on Asuka after Asuka does what she's going to continue to do. Because Asuka has had the same energy from jump. Yeah. Asuka has not been different at all. Kairi Sane has not been different at all. Kairi Sane has always been the conflicted, confused, the I don't know what to do type of innocent, like she's like the innocent robot that's doing bad things. And she's been consistent. IYO Sky is going to be the ingredient that's going to either make this good or really bad. And she's that good that she can swing the pendulum either way.
Yeah, I agree. Dion saying the same, kind of echoing what you're saying IYO shouldn't be conflicted after this. They've attacked her twice now.
Let one of my family members attack me once, let alone twice. It's on sight. It's on sight. Like, and I don't care if I get my ass beat. I don't care if I whoop their ass. It's on sight.
Yeah.
Until you either fucking are sick of me and want to get this shit squashed, or I guess we just gonna keep fighting. Because no, I'm not crying.
And the crazy thing is that IYO just did an interview where she kind of talked about the fact that the reason why she's gotten over so well in this year is because she's a baby face now, and that that's the natural kind of position for her. And that she's out there smiling, she's being happy, she's naturally being herself, and she's out there having great matches. So I agree with like Dion, like acting is not IYO's strength. In-ring work is her bag. So I know this is probably WWE saying, we got to get you out your box. We got to expand you more. We got to see how well-versed you are. And if you could do more of the story building and storytelling and all of that, that's all fine and dandy. But we need to know that, this is not their forte, and do it in moderation. Ease them into it.
But this story's to be continued during the show, which could completely sway the thought process of this whole dialogue so far.
Yes, because I think this is the like I said before, I think that the sentiment is right around the community. This is the best story going on in WWE right now, overall. Like, I think that you're seeing more layers being added to IYO's character. Rhea Ripley showing a different side of herself that's not just basically goth Charlotte Flair, who's always in the title picture. She's actually, has a friendship. Her whole Judgment Day betrayal is now part of her character. What we were asking for when she cut that promo after she lost to IYO Sky for the Women's World Championship, and she cut that promo before WrestleMania about losing people and now losing the title and all of that. All that character work is now coming into play in this whole thing, and her trying to comfort and be there for IYO and use her experience to help IYO in her current situation. We're seeing Asuka as this sinister, villainous life character, and we're seeing Kairi as kind of like a hostage situation, and a kind of an innocent bystander in all of this, where she wants to be loyal to her mentor, but has to now betray her best friend. So it's very kind of like very nuanced character work and storytelling that we haven't really seen from WWE in all of 2025, really.
Which is what makes it compelling to me. And guess what? They have a big women's program going, and there's no titles involved.
Yes.
Holy shit! They found a page in a book that they use for the other side all the time, if they could somehow interject that with big women's programs that don't need championships involved, he might score a point if this goes well. He might get a point if this goes well. And if it goes the way you even if predictable, it should still go the way that it's just logical. It should just still go logical. You ain't got to swerve all the fucking time. Like everything.
But this is what WWE does, and they have opened the door for that. They have opened the door for that for what we would see later in the night. Let's talk about the last two segments regarding all these people involved in this rivalry.
Yeah.
The useless medical staff were checking on IYO Sky, who was still covered. Who was still covered in the blue mist.
90 minutes later.
What type of substance are they using for the mist now? Because mist used to not do this. They're using something new. They're using something new that
a lot of it. She's using a lot of it.
Yeah. It's a lot of it, and it's just going and it's turning these people into avatar people for the rest of the night. She's still covered in the blue mist and having trouble seeing almost an hour after the opening segment, like JJ said. Kairi approached IYO and tried reasoning with her. Kairi wanted IYO to apologize to Asuka so they could be a family again. IYO said, "Leave her alone. Leave her alone!" She yelled at Kairi. A very sad Kairi left, but not before leaving a photo of the three of them, Asuka, IYO, and Kairi, from all the way back when. The camera zoomed in on the picture in case you were having trouble understanding the messaging. Then even later on from that,
this was a nice touch. I ain't gonna. That was a nice touch.
It was. The zoom in, sometimes I would say, like, okay, that was a little contrived and broke me out of it, but it was needed. You needed that to zoom in on that because of, like, you know, some people are dumb. Wrestling fans in general. So you got to zoom in on. I understood the picture was what the picture meant, but, you know, some people you need to hit it over the head with. I know. I just think in general in wrestling, you should hit fans over the head with it.
And it's just how subtle. Some people are dumb.
Ripley then approached IYO, still covered in the blue mist, like a half an hour after that. She told Rhea that she told Rhea she was right about Asuka. She spoke to Adam Pearce and got them a tag team match against Asuka and Kairi at Crown Jewel. Rhea earnestly asked IYO if she can trust her. She's like, she heard earlier that she saw earlier that she was talking to Kairi, but she says that she could. She says that what they did to her, she wants to get revenge. So she says Sane was lost and she could not go back to them. So she hugs Rhea and they are united heading in to Crown Jewel a week from this Saturday. It will be Rhea Ripley and IYO Sky going up against the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. So WWE has opened the door with the whole scene with Kairi and the picture and all of that, and Rhea asking the question as well. She asks the question, so we as fans will ask the question: can she trust IYO Sky? Do you think that there's a chance IYO Sky will apologize to Asuka and join forces with them, and they all turn on Rhea?
I mean, we're talking about the WWE, so that's a big possibility. I don't see IYO apologizing to Asuka. Like, I what the fuck is she sorry for? Like, there's nothing to apologize for. If she just takes action that favors Asuka, that would essentially be her apology. Yeah. But this is one of those that you really can't 100% be certain either way. Like, you can't. Like, there's no certainty. I'm going to just lean on logic that IYO is going to come to her senses after Asuka pushes her around and provokes her multiple times, that IYO says, like, in their, like, fuck it, I'm in a wrestling match. I'm a fight you. Like, doesn't mean the family is squashed, but I'm a competitor at the end of the day. I'm going to fight you now.
Yeah.
I don't think that concludes that saga, but IYO's at least defending herself, which is what I would love to see, and that would turn out to be a banger of a tag team match. But we're in WWE world, which means IYO's probably going to cry during the match. She's probably going to take offense during the match and not retaliate. And then probably like the last 40 seconds, IYO will probably snap and maybe fight them a little bit, and then accidentally cost Rhea the match by doing something stupid to cost them the match. This is the WWE world I think that we're in, is that IYO is going to unintentionally cost themselves the tag match by being so upset she's going to do something stupid to hurt Rhea.
Yeah, I think you might be right there. Etika saying, can we stretch this out to Mania, Asuka versus IYO? If this was 2023, 2024 WWE, I'd be like, yeah, sure. But this is 2025 WWE. I wouldn't want to see the rivalry, what the rivalry looks like by then, Annika. I'll be honest with you, with how Triple H has been batting in 2025.
Yeah, like, so, I mean, that's a good question though. It's can you deal with Triple H booking from the start of October until damn near the end of April with this story?
He doesn't know how to do long-term storytelling. Sane's the top people, the top guys in the company. And even then, it falls into the same pattern of what I'm about to say with most of his long-term storytelling. Most of the long-term storytelling is exactly what Dre said. It's just him doing the same damn thing again and again and again and again, week after week after week after week. The same story beats, week after week after week after week after week after week. I don't want to get to the point where I'm sick of Asuka and IYO by the time we get to it at WrestleMania. So I'd rather them do a short storyline that culminates at the end of the year or beginning of next year before they go off and do their own thing for WrestleMania season.
Yeah, there needs to be a blow-off period, and then they could probably revisit the story like Royal Rumble time, like have some type of moment in the Royal Rumble that could kind of like escalate through, and then you get a shorter Triple H booking style to WrestleMania. But from now to Mania, oh God, we're gonna fucking die. This story is gonna to lock IYO Sky in Triple H booking for 6 months in the same story, and that would mean you're locking in Rhea Ripley. That means you're locking in Kairi Sane. That means you're locking in Asuka. So there's gonna be a variant of all four of those people together for 7 months. I don't.
When you're already pretty much going to do that with Liv and Roxanne and Raquel when Liv gets back. You're basically doing that. And you just did that with Nia and Tiffany Stratton.
But we're in WWE's world. So this is a possibility that this can stretch all the way to WrestleMania. So, like, for fuck's sakes, we had the Vision close out the show for 3 months in a row.
remember what's the longest term woman storyline of this year? Rhea Ripley and IYO Sky, and that consisted of IYO Sky sitting on the sideline for 2 months. Like that's Triple H's long-term booking of a long-term woman storyline.
It's, you know, we're all I think being cautiously optimistic, but knowing where it could end up just falling. Because he's great at it when it's fresh, but when he has to continue the story, boy. Boy.
When he has to extend things, that's when things get kind of shaky, and we tend to see that a lot lately.
That's when the imagination just locks.
And speaking of a long-term story that seems to change every week, remember last week, JJ, when I was telling you, I like the dynamic of the Judgment Day. Finn is the babyface, Dom as the heel, and stuff like that. That automatically changed this week, apparently. Dominic Mysterio is defending the Intercontinental Championship. He comes out to the ring with both of his titles, the AAA Mega Campeon and the WWE Intercontinental Championship that he's defending here against Rusev. He comes out with World Tag Team Champions Finn Balor and JD McDonough, who initially entered but then returned to the back for the matchup. It leaves Dom on his own against Rusev, and the early going goes exactly what you would imagine. Rusev just throwing Dom all over the place, sending him over the announce table with a fallaway slam 2 minutes into the matchup. Dom tried to make his comeback, leading to a springboard senton. He got a 1 count. Dom went for a 619 to the ribs. Then he goes for a regular 619, but Rusev moves out the way and clotheslined him. Rusev sets up for the Masha kick, but Dom slipped out of the ring. Dom shoved Rusev into the steel steps. He then hit the 619 to the gut, hits the 619 again, went for a frog splash, but Rusev moved out the way. He then hits Dom with a Masha kick for a near fall. All throughout this matchup, this rally North Carolina crowd were treating Dominic Mysterio like he was 2003 Eddie Guerrero. They were cheering him ridiculously, and anytime Dom tried anything nefarious, they would cheer him even more. You get Rusev trying to apply the accolade. Dom quickly wriggles out. Dom grabs both of his title belts. The referee grabs the AAA Mega Campeon, but he still has the Intercontinental Championship. And with Rusev looking at the referee, he uses that time to hit him in the back with the title. Rusev totally no-sells this. So Dom throws the title at Rusev, who catches it and falls and takes a bump, but the referee had already put the belt away and saw him do it. So the referee catches him. As the referee takes the title belt away from Rusev and tries to put it away, Dom tries to grab the referee. Rusev tries to grab Dom, and Dom gives him a mule kick right to the nether regions. He applies the deadliest move in pro wrestling, the small package, the schoolboy with a handful of tights. 1, 2, 3. Dominic Mysterio retains the Intercontinental Championship. This went just under 9 minutes. I thought this was really good. Had a really good crowd behind it. The crowd absolutely loved Dom here and treated all of his antics like it was like high spots and cheered him on, and the character work that he was doing here. He came off like a very well done like underdog babyface despite using the cheating tactics. It was very Eddie Guerrero-esque. This was the closest that Dom has come to Eddie Guerrero, no matter how many Three Amigos that he badly tries to do. This was great for him. As far as the matchup, it was good. Rusev, these fans don't care about him, dog. What we talking about? What did you think about this matchup? And we'll talk about what else happened with Dom here.
I think this match was okay. And this is not to Dom's fault. Honestly, I think Rusev is just a bad guy. I don't give a fuck. He is just a bunch. He's literally just like a creative character. Just put him in the ring, and he is just I won't call him lame. I'm gonna just say he's very uninteresting.
You think WWE's having buyer's remorse already?
Oh hell yeah! Oh hell yeah! Like he is somebody that is the definition. Like if no aura had a definition, that's it. He has no aura. He has no presence. And he is literally just a guy. He is just a guy. See, at least Penta is a popular guy. This is a guy. He is just a guy. And Dom Dom is great, man. The fact that he has so much charisma is that it's now like oozing into fans just wanting him to do well. And now that he's kind of getting like obstacles thrown his way from his own crew, as that they're going to just leave him high and dry and just let him be, it kind of made them support Dom even more. So it kind of like, I don't know if that was the angle that they wanted for a reaction standpoint.
I think it was. I think between Rusev and Dom, who do I think WWE would think their fans would get behind? I think they would think it's Dom.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, no, I know. I believe that they would want the fans to get behind Dom, but I would at least think that you would want the fans to have a reaction to Rusev. Like, not even a reaction. Like,
they got behind Dom. That's the reaction.
Like, anytime, like, all right, so when you have two opposites fighting each other, and when somebody's doing, like, offense on the person that you're cheering for, you at least get boos. You at least get...
He got some boos in the matchup.
He did not. Oh, God. I had the fucking TV on, like, 80 to hear any fucking reaction for him.
I did have the TV on there.
So that's probably why you heard the 7 people have a reaction for him. Like,
I did.
No one cares. No one cares. And he's trying to a degree because he's now adding like ad libs in his in between like work. Like he's trying to talk shit. Like, but it just comes off bleh. Like no one cares because there's no substance behind this guy. And it's just like, yo, no one cares. Like, literally no one cares. And it's kind of fucked up to see how little somebody cares, how little a large group of people cares about somebody that you're trying to put your engine behind, and no one could give a bag of dicks about it. It is actually kind of crazy.
Do I think that WWE is trying to get their engine behind?
Not like Rusev? You know what I mean? Not the rocket boost, but like they presented him the lights out presentation. They try to make his video like his Tron badass looking. They gave him what they thought was good new ring music, which is fucking atrocious, by the way.
But I honestly think that the re-signings of Rusev and Aleister Black were to get mid-card guys to add depth to the roster. It wasn't for either of those guys to ever be elevated to the main event scene because by their booking, they don't want them to be there.
I mean, I don't even know if we're going to talk about the Aleister Black thing. I don't even know if it's worth it because
what Aleister Black?
I love Aleister Black. Like, you fucking kidding me? I fucking love this guy. But clearly, they have the opposite feeling of this guy. Like, they just got him literally just to get him out of AEW's hands. And they just said, we're going to take these two guys, make them prisoners, and you can't have them because we have them under contract.
I think what WWE's learning is that Cody and CM Punk were the exception of the rule. They thought that they could get guys who used to be with them that went to AEW and had runs there, and they can get them back, and they would automatically become top stars like Cody and CM Punk. But it doesn't work like that for everyone, especially when, unlike Cody had to totally kind of transform himself from who he was at the tail end of his final run with WWE, from being like Stardust, from even who he was with Dustin Rhodes. Dustin Rhodes was the last run before the family stuff was the last stuff, and that was kind of like his highest peak in WWE to that point too. So like he even transformed himself from there, from what he became with the American Nightmare, and then came back into a top position. Like Aleister Black, he didn't transform himself. He just tried to do more spookier stuff in AEW, and it didn't really work. It didn't really translate. There was backstage issues and all that, reports and stuff. And then he came back to WWE, and he's just trying to do the same spooky stuff he was doing in the E before and doing in AEW. There's no transformation there. And with Rusev, it's the same thing. He just got a little bit, he got more muscles. That's it.
Okay, so the slight difference, I think, between Rusev and Alistair is at least Rusev got two things. He got a different look, and he has new music and a new video. Once you unpack all of that, it's all the same.
It's all the same.
Alistair has the same look. He has the same music. He has the same entrance. He has the same aura. He has the same character. Not a motherfucking thing has changed from the days that he was in NXT. Not a thing changed about this man. And you would think with 5 years away, or however long it was
4 years,
there would be something added. Something. It's the same shit. And it's like, bruh. Like, no one cares about you raising up from a bone bed no more. No one cares about that shit anymore. That shit is no longer cool. Like the fact that you as the talent aren't like, yo, this ain't it for me no more. I will come up with something to present myself a little differently, and let's see if you guys like it. And I think that is sometimes that also gets blamed on the WWE as well. But sometimes you could tell that character or that person's literally has no fucking ideas for themselves. None. They have no ideas for themselves. And sometimes you got to look at people like him, like Rusev, like Andrade, and they come with nothing. And they come with, create this for me, and I will go and do it.
And then you have the guys the guys and girls like Timeless Toni Storm, who is completely different from who she was in WWE. You have Swerve Strickland, who has so much more aura and feels like a main event star now in AEW. You have Ricochet, who became a heel and shows this whole different side of himself, and that he could be funny and do different things outside of the high-flying superhero stuff that WWE had him doing. It's like, you could get more out of this, and I'm hoping that, the likes of like Copeland and Hurt Syndicate, it ain't too late for them to turn that ray into the other direction and be a part of that team instead of the other team.
If you stake in the WWE world, you got cats like Jey Uso that is the same person, but can present himself in multiple different facets. And he's done it. He's came out serious. He's came out mad. He's come out happy as hell. He's come out ready to party. He's come out like, nah, I'm not fucking with nobody today. Like, he's presented himself differently, at least at times. You come out no matter what the storyline is, no matter what the angle is, you're coming out fucking sitting up. You're coming out. You, no matter what the angle is, you're doing the same exact shit. And it's like, bruh, nah. This don't call for that. This don't call for any of that dumb shit. Like, what are we doing? How about you add an ingredient to what your fucking current story is and present it that would make sense for the program that you're in? And none of them cats do that shit at all.
We got I Make Beats who says, I would say Hurt Syndicate has been better in AEW. At least they actually made the faction, and they are over. Plus, Shelton Benjamin has done great. Shelton Benjamin is showing us something different from what he was doing in WWE. That's the person out of the group who is doing something different and is closer to the Timeless Toni Storms, the Swerve Strickland, the people like that. The Hurt Syndicate, what I'm saying is they have to kind of broaden their horizon, and they kind of started to do that at All Out, kind of having the AEW style party match, but there's other things they can do to go in that direction. The only thing that they've done better in AEW is they've actually let them be a faction, which that was something that WWE would not allow them to do. And actually, I don't know if anybody knows this, but next month, AEW would have a Hurt Syndicate would have been a story or a faction in AEW for 1 year. That is actually longer than the time that they were actually together during their first run in WWE.
Yeah, and I think with the Hurt Syndicate, though, even though it's very similar to what they were as the Hurt Business, AEW's given them a chance to play it through. Yeah. WWE never gave them that. They never gave them the chance to play a line through. Like, they killed that shit faster than it even had a chance to get over. And people were fucking fuming about that shit, and they never revisited the shit. So this is that no one is ever trying to cop WWE out of anything. And I promise you that. I ain't doing it. SP ain't doing it. Anybody on this channel ain't doing it. But there is people that don't help their own causes. So let's not get it twisted that it's all one side, that everybody is a victim. There are cats that just has no creative imagination beyond that first presentation of what they've done and has no ability to alter or change the trajectory of what they first presented. That also can be true. It doesn't say that, oh, WWE lacks the ideas to help to enhance what they presented. Yes, that's also on WWE. But if you are a talent in your late 30s, going on your 40s, and you are still relying on the engine that you know failed you in the past, and you've still presented nothing different, that's on you.
And it's also we got Hardcore Fincher brings up, he thinks that WWE just makes them complacent. But there's people that could have been complacent as well, like, you know, the likes of Christian Cage. Christian Cage could have just came to AEW, got the big money contract that he got, and been complacent. And he was, and people felt like he was complacent when he first got there. But when he turned heel and became this whole new character, the Father of the Year, the Patriarch, he gave us one of the more iconic runs with the TNT title, one of the better feuds with him and Adam Copeland when Copeland first came in. Like, Christian Cage was able to find probably the best character of his whole entire career in a place like AEW. You can't allow WWE and the big money contract to make you complacent. You have to try something new. Bryan Danielson is a great person who kind of felt, he said he main evented WrestleMania and he felt dead making his entrance. He didn't feel anything in front of all those people after all that time in the pandemic. He had a stellar performance, still had a great matchup, and then walked out of WWE, took some time off, went to AEW, and he transformed himself right back into his ROH American Dragon, but kind of like an elevated Super Saiyan version of that, who kind of like checked all the boxes, got everything from WWE, and now is like, can now talk you. It can now beat you on the mic as well as in the ring. Like, that's how good Bryan became in AEW.
And that's a great example because Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, he's an example of someone presenting, doing, asking, talking, projecting shit. And he just got flat out exhausted. He got exhausted from the machine. That he was very valid in how he's become and what he's become, and then the transition that he went through when he started to exit from WWE, even though they tried to like give him some biscuits or whatever the case may be with some bullshit main events, but he was exhausted. He was burnt out. Like, he was burnt out from their bullshit. He was burnt out from it because he's somebody you can just tell is always thinking. He's always got his brain on. And then as soon as he got to AEW within a fucking year, you done seen magical rivalries, magical fucking moments, magical matches. And it was all without him winning the World Heavyweight Championship. And that is presenting shit. That's you going to your workers, your employers, and showing, hey, this could work this way. I could do this with this person, and it would come out differently. I can present myself this way. I can become this guy. So I see that, for example, like I think there was a comment about Alistair just chilling, and can't blame him. That's, yes, the fuck I can. Because don't fucking come to me. Don't come to anybody on any channel talking about they're not doing nothing for Alistair and then say that chilling part at the same time. You can't do both. You can't have both. You can't be chilling and get a push at the same time. It don't work that way. I don't know in what line of work it works that way, but it does not work that way. You can't just chill and all of a sudden, hey, you, come off the stool. I'm going to give you a shot now at the title, and we're going to give you this whole presentation on how to do it, and we're going to give you the angle, we're going to give you the scene, we're going to... In what fucking world?
This is the new generation we live in. Where
What fucking world?
Kind of think this. You could just waltz in, just get what you want.
I'm here, so give me shit.
I'm here. I showed up. I'm present. So
like,
where's my shit?
The actual fuck? There is a difference between blaming a company and blaming people and blaming both.
Yeah.
All of them can happen. And if you think with only one side of your brain and think that it's only one side, you need to evaluate your thought process.
Please.
And this is not directed at the person in the comment. This is more of a general statement of how people view things and like to just immediately place blame. Look at the layers. Look at it from both perspectives. Look at what person is doing. And also look at what company is doing. And then see if any of it lines up, or if any of it makes sense. Like, for example, like if Sami Zayn goes the rest of his career and does not get at least one World Heavyweight Championship, that is going to be one of the biggest blunders in the history of the WWE. Because that man is always talking. That man is always probably presenting something. And he has evolved himself in so many ways that he deserves at least a shot at it. Is that he has been a guy that has done everything, that has probably axed everything. He is somebody that they would have failed if they don't give him at least one chance. And the people fucking love this guy.
That is true. That is true. I hope he's able to do it. Am I going to hold my breath for it?
No,
not at all.
That's where you blame the WWE. You see, there's a difference. When you can see the fumble, when you can see the fumble, you can call the fumble. But when you can see the laziness, you can also call out the laziness.
Byron Saxton talks to Dom later on in the show after his win. He asks him about the victory. Dom brags about his win before being confronted by presumably his next challenger, Penta. Saxton asks Dom for a comment about Penta getting in his face and speaking in Spanish, basically challenging him for the Intercontinental Championship. When Dom is asked for a comment, Dom responds and dismisses Penta as a challenger, saying that I've already beaten him like 5 times or something. Get out of here. That was awesome. Dom's response was awesome. He owned for that. They got it. They got to get the title on Penta, don't they? This is too many times of him getting an opportunity and losing. He has to win this time.
I think they're gonna save Penta getting the moment on a PLE.
Well, I don't think it's gonna happen on TV. I could see it happening.
Yeah, I think they want.
I could think they can add it to Crown Jewel. They don't have anything else for Crown Jewel.
I think they're gonna want to try to like over glorify the moment for Penta, which I think it's something that if they want to really try to get a luchador in the limelight and make him the superstar and get those merch sales back up, it's got to be in a big platform that everybody can see, and especially on ESPN.
Only on ESPN. Then you get earlier today, we see in Adam Pearce's office, LA Knight is there, and he wants a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship, which makes no sense because he brings up that he is the last person who beat Seth Rollins. How many times can you use the same excuse to get multiple title shots? He got a title shot on his own. CM Punk interrupted that. That went to a disqualification. He got a title shot in a 4-way. He lost. Now he wants another title shot. How you get 3 title shots for the same reason? That's kind of a little much. You should figure out a different way to get a title shot outside of just asking for it based on beating Seth Rollins last. New Day then interrupt.
The gratitude era, bro.
New Day then interrupt because they won a tag team title shot. Pierce told them to earn it, which he should tell LA Knight to do as well.
Oh, facts.
LA Knight tried to dismiss them. So Kofi Kingston told him that only one of them has actually won a world championship. Knight said that he would be world champ very soon and told Pierce to make a match between him and the former world champion for later tonight, and Pierce agrees. LA Knight is not coming off as a babyface to me.
LA Knight is he's a dumb babyface.
You do say this every week.
Every week, he's a dumb babyface. Like, go win a gauntlet match, nigga. Go win a qualifying match. Go win a triple threat match. Go do something other than beating Seth Rollins in fucking July.
Oh, God.
We're about to be in fucking October.
Dion's absolutely right. Like the gratitude era, this whole segment kind of defines that. You just have people just say, I want a title shot. I want a title shot. What have you won? You earn it. Where he says the gratitude era where people expect participation trophies, you have to make yourself undeniable and prove yourself indisposable to the company.
I mean, that works sometimes. So that's where the WWE gets blamed. Is when they get it sometimes, because there are guys that makes themselves undeniable. Hence, we talked about Sami Zayn like 2 minutes ago, but he's still searching for his first big moment. At least they gave him the United States Championship. At least they gave him something to hold for now.
He won the tag team titles at WrestleMania,
and he main evented WrestleMania. So he's getting it.
He broke Gunther's all-time Intercontinental title record.
And he arguably had the best match in the entire run of Roman Reigns' championship run.
The argument could be made.
So Sammy's gotten his in nuggets, but I think as fans, we just want more. But at least he's gotten some crumbs.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a Sami Zayn fan. I'm an OG Sami Zayn fan. I'm a Sami Zayn fan when he was a Mexican luchador in Ring of Honor. So I've been shooting with Sami Zayn in this gym for a while. He's not as over as he was when he challenged Roman Reigns in 2023 as he is now. I'm hoping they can get him back to that point where he feels like, why the hell are you not putting the world title on him like he did in 2023? But 2025, Sami Zayn.
So
I think he's in the spot where he's over.
But that's where I blame the WWE.
Yeah, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
It's all about pairings. Sami Zayn could get over with literally anybody. Like if Sami Zayn got into a blood feud with Seth Rollins, that shit could get massively over. It's who you put Sami Zayn together with is how Sami Zayn is going to be perceived as over. Because Sami Zayn is one of the best promos in the entire company. Bar none.
We should ask Romeo if he still thinks Sammy's winning the Royal Rumble in January. Remember when he said that?
He remember, let him. He's gonna die on that hill.
And he's already dead. It's already looking bad. It's already looking like he got shot, and he don't even know.
And you can just see the signs, like when the company starts to go lukewarm on you. They've gone lukewarm on Sami. Like they've gone lukewarm on Sami. It's like they're keeping him around and they're keeping his name relevant. They're keeping him involved, but they're lukewarm on him right now. They're not. He's not the focus.
This U.S. title open challenge could be something, and he's off to a great start. He's off to a great start. He's had 3 straight great matches with Phoenix, with Mello, and with Javon. But like, it's this company is so weird and so finicky when it comes to people getting themselves over through just in-ring work. It's very weird. YB says because Sami is boring, which goes back to your argument that's the booking.
That's pairing. That's pairings. That's pairings. Like Sami is far from boring. That's pairings. It's all on who you put him with. Sami tries to make anything work, and sometimes it just does not come out good because we could see it through our television screen that this pairing is not optimal. He will try, but Sami ain't the best in the business. Sami is one of the best in the business. There's a distinct difference there.
We got Dion Jenkins with a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Dion, for the support. He says, one of the things I liked about early AEW was the rankings determining title contenders. But I can see how that could get in the way of storytelling. And I think that's why they got rid of it multiple times. Because they got rid of it once, brought it back. Got rid of it again, they brought it back last year. Then they immediately scrapped it after like a few months last year, and they haven't thought about bringing it back since because it can get in the way of storytelling, and it's something else to worry about in regards to week storytelling, like where position and how wins and losses is dictated and all of that. So that can get confusing. I think if they isolated it for like a ranking for just one title, like if it's just a ranking for who's in position for a world title position, I think that could work in the storytelling context, but having it for everything, it's never going to work.
And on top of that, you're doing this system for wrestling fans. As SP very bluntly said about 20 to 25 minutes ago, some people are dumb. So a ranking system for a total fan base, that's too much for people to digest. That's too much for people to absorb and to go back and look. And no, like, a lot of wrestling fans don't like thinking. They don't like thinking. They just like shit they just like the fucking shit to happen in their face. They like the action pause. They just like to have the moments vividly clear in their peripheral vision, and then they can just grade it based off literally what they see right now. Fans don't like projecting. Fans don't like analyzing. Fans don't like digging deep. Pause. But it's just the way the cookie crumbles with wrestling fans. Simple is better, and AEW getting rid of this ranking system is simple because people ain't got to fucking pay attention to it.
A happy Bayley approached Lyra Valkyria backstage, who wasn't buying what Bayley was selling. Bayley wanted Lyra's help tonight in her match against Raquel Rodriguez. Valkyria didn't want to give her any more chances and told her that she was on her own after what happened last week. Bayley takes off the shirt and drops it on the floor before heading out to the ring as she is all alone as she faces the Judgment Day's Raquel Rodriguez, who has Roxanne Perez in her corner. Bayley early on goes for a Hurricane Rana like Kelani Jordan tried in her recent matchup against Lei Ying Lee, but Rodriguez successfully catches her and drove her into the barricade. We get Bayley fought off a break and fought back after the break, and hit a senton bomb for a 2 count. She was doing all the Hardy's moves during the commercial break, doing the twist of fate on the outside before that, and she was doing all the North Carolina spots in this matchup, going after the leg later on. She would eventually go for the figure 4 and looked like she had Raquel in some trouble, but with the referee, Raquel calling for the referee to help to distract her, this allowed for Roxanne to rake Bayley's eyes behind the referee's back to break up the hold. The ref didn't see it, so you get Rodriguez, who takes advantage. She hits a big boot and then follows up with the Tejada bomb for the 1-2-3. Post-match, the Judgment Day jump Bayley, but eventually out comes Lyra Valkyria. Lyra comes out to make the save. She pops out and it gets the better of both Roxanne and Raquel for a little bit before the numbers get the better of her. Roxanne hits the cartwheel crane kick before you see Bayley eventually recovering in the corner to see Lyra being jumped. She then snaps into role model mode and nails Raquel with a big running knee to the face. She then goes off on Raquel with ground and pound assault. Bayley is cackling as she goes after them, as she takes out Roxanne as well, takes out both members of the Judgment Day, and eventually helps Lyra to her feet. She's cackling and saying, "We did it, they're idiots," and then gives her a high five. Doesn't go for the hug because she's not hugger Bayley, as she's seemingly on the same page with Lyra for this week. Next week, though, we got Lyra Valkyria going one-on-one with her former NXT rival, Roxanne Perez, on Raw. I feel like we're already falling into a pattern with the booking, which I don't like, of win against Roxanne, lose against Raquel. You saw that with Lyra. She won against Roxanne, lost against Raquel. Bayley won against Roxanne, lost against Raquel, and now we're repeating one of these matches already when we should just be going to the tag team matchup or figure out some way to fill in for next week to lead into what I presume is going to be the go-home show or the show after the show in Perth, Australia on Raw. They're going to probably do the tag team matchup there with Bayley and Lyra versus the Judgment Day. But just get to that because it's like week to week with this Bayley storyline. There's some parts of this that I do like, and I like the fact that we have another woman storyline without a title on this show, and I like that type of stuff. It's getting the spotlight on Lyra, it's getting the spotlight on Bayley, it's giving Lyra something to do that's outside of her feud with Becky as well, so keeping her relevant on TV as well as the Judgment Day while they're not tag team champions. So I'm all good with all of those, but there's just something missing here. I don't know about you. What do you think?
I think for all of the latter reasons you just said, it's kind of why I like it. I'm kind of digging it. And Lyra, see, I like this version of Lyra. Lyra was kind of like spot on. Like she was nice and dripped out. Like I like that. So Lyra being confused is what's making me really like kind of like what's going on here. Because Lyra wants to, but she's like, I don't know if I'm going to get fucked up by doing this. So I kind of like that piece. The match was actually pretty good between Bayley and Raquel, in my opinion. I am just really digging like how Raquel is just gaining chemistry with different women in the ring. Like I'm really starting to really dig how she is just kind of course correcting like her style to kind of go with who she's in the ring with. So I'm really liking that. It was a solid match. And then of course you had, very predictable what was going to happen after that with Lyra, eventually coming out, but then she came out conflicted and then she's like, fuck, is she going to help me? Is she going to hurt me? And then she comes out there, tries to do her thing. And then the thing that is confusing me with Bayley, which I think is done well, which it should be confusing because we're dealing with somebody with now like a bipolar disorder to a degree in wrestling terms, is that you don't know what the fucking trigger point is. You don't know what it is. Like, what's the trigger point and what causes these changes of behavior? And the
last 2 weeks it's been obvious. It's whenever Lyra's being attacked.
But one of the occurrences, she snapped on Lyra for no reason.
She snapped on Lyra because Lyra tried to hug her. It's very. I think it's not like, I feel like this is WWE hitting us over the head with it. I don't think it's that complex or anything like that. That's what I think it's missing, is that it's not compelling to me. Is that they're really just giving me everything and answering all my questions. Like, what's the trigger point when Lyra gets attacked? Okay, then why does she attack Lyra? Because she doesn't want to be touched. She initiated all the touching here. She didn't allow Lyra to even touch her. She gave her the most hesitant high five ever, and that was it. Like, that was all she wanted there. She told her, she was like, that's all you get, no hug. Like, she didn't want to do all of that. That's her thing when she's the role model in comparison to the hugger who wants to hug everybody. That's the difference. It's plain as day. It's nothing that makes me compelled to watch what's going on the next week, honestly. I think that's the thing that's missing.
I am gonna disagree, because I'm gonna be I'm compelled as long as the fans are compelled, because Bayley got a ton of fucking reaction during all of this. Like Bayley got, like, when she snapped, people were digging that shit. Like, so there's something there. And the problem with this is that this is probably one of the easiest things for the WWE to fuck up, because I don't think they're gonna know exactly what trigger points to hit to make this really
They don't do split personality storylines very well.
Right. So, like, there's an element there that the people are enjoying, and also in the fact that Bayley's back to losing again. So we're back to this all over again. So let's hopefully that it doesn't take her another 6 months to win a match. But
and that's the other thing, like what I was saying before about the formula of win against Raquel, lose against Raquel, win against Roxanne. It's very 50-50. That's also why I'm not interested, because it's very much 50-50 square in the mid card. There's no way of upward mobility. There's no way this storyline is ever getting a main event spot on this
show.
The
way that they're booking Raquel should be she should be, in a sense, assisting Roxanne, but she should be going after Becky. Because Raquel is winning all these fucking matches.
She should be going after some title, yeah.
Right? Like, Raquel is winning.
Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe that's what they're doing in lieu of building to this tag team matchup, is they're positioning Raquel to eventually be a challenger for maybe Stephanie Vicaire.
With all of this winning, Raquel should be going after something. Like, they can't have her doing all this winning and it just amounts to a tag team match and a blow-off. Like, Raquel's winning.
I don't think Raquel's lost a singles match since the street fight with Rhea Ripley at Night of Champions.
Yeah, and this was
the end of June.
3 months. It's a lot of W's. That's a lot of W's to not be looked at as a contender for a championship. So there's a there. There's something there. But let's see if they, here, this is where we are with relying on WWE's intelligence system, which is very minimalistic.
See what happens. It's at least since the summer, because I think she did lose a match to Kairi Sane for some reason. That was when they were pushing Kairi Sane when she first came back. So maybe it's since the summer at least. She's been on a little bit of a winning streak. We do got a super chat donation here.
Raquel deserves a goddamn title match after all these W's she's been picking up.
There you go. We got a super chat donation from Chuck Berries. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries, for the support. He says, okay, you guys know that I love Bayley and I give her an A for effort, but this thing is dragging for me. He follows up with a second comment saying, I have no choice but to admit that I am impatient when it comes to some storylines in wrestling. And that's fair. I just think that, yeah, there's something missing as far as making this compelling and interesting for me personally, and obviously for you, Chuck Berries.
And yeah, and that, you see, but this is like, you see, and I like this because Chuck Berries is actually a smart wrestling fan. This has only been going on about a month. Can you imagine a storyline dragging 7 months? This has been about a month. This angle's been about a month. Can you imagine 6 more months of the same shit? So that's
it's technically 2 months because it started after SummerSlam.
Yeah, yeah, but like the in-ring stuff, because yeah, if we're counting like the vignettes and stuff like that, yeah, it's been 2 months. But the in-ring stuff, the action that's taking place, the people she's encountering, it's been about let's just say.
But he's talking about the story. He's talking about the story.
Right. So I'll give you 2 months. So let's just say 2 months. All right, boom, 2 months. And that's already kind of getting tired to some fans. Could you imagine if that Rhea, Asuka, IYO, and Kairi thing went for the next 7 months?
That answers that question from earlier.
So
there we go.
Yeah, so it's 7 months for a WWE storyline? That should have feel like 3 years.
Backstage, you get the Usos. They meet up before tonight's main event. Jimmy wanted to know why Jay walked away from him and LA Knight last week. Jay said helping Knight got them nowhere. He was the reason why they lost at WrestlePalooza. Jay wanted to know why Jimmy even helped LA Knight. Jay basically reiterated what Roman Reigns told him without mentioning him, that they shouldn't be helping anyone. They need to be selfish and think about themselves. Jay did what he had to do. He beat LA Knight, mission accomplished. If he did more of that, maybe he'd be world champion by now. But man, yeah, that's something that you wouldn't know about. You wouldn't understand. Jay told him, you know what? Forget about all that. Forget about LA Knight. They could take care of the Brons tonight. They shook hands and went their separate ways, but you could tell Jimmy was not too happy at that little shot from Jay here.
I mean, I was kind of fucked up.
That was very
that was kind of fucked up. Like, you're not talking to Sami Zayn or Ellie. You talking to your fucking twin brother. That was fucked up. Like that. Like I don't care what you're going through in your little but yeah, you are becoming a I don't know how to call it. Like he's still like cool, but he's becoming a dick at the same time. So like I don't want to put the two words together because I just can't say that in the same sentence. But he's still trying to be Yeet Man, but now he's almost like in subliminally becoming a dickhead. So like and it's like you're not even being like a heel, you're just being dumb. So like he needs to get out of his own head, and apparently, it's about to get even muddier.
Someone is in his head for sure. We go next to what was next? Oh yeah. Next up, you get Kofi Kingston. He's out for that aforementioned matchup with LA Knight that was set up earlier in the day. Kofi had control until LA Knight had control early on in the matchup until Xavier Woods allowed Kingston to take over ahead of commercial break. After the break, Woods took a cheap shot at LA Knight. Knight made his post-commercial comeback, though. It's a slingshot shoulder block, a neck breaker. Woods distracted Knight again, this time by jumping up on the apron in front of the referee. Knight was able to knock him off of the ropes, though. Then you get Kingston then rolled up Knight with his feet on the ropes, but Knight was able to kick out at 2. Knight ducked Trouble in Paradise. He then it looked like he was trying for a back suplex, But when Kingston reverses and lands on his feet, LA Knight very smoothly hits him with the BFT. 1, 2, 3. LA Knight picks up the win. This one went just over 10 minutes. It was fine. Just an ordinary, very much WWE pattern matchup, but fine. Overall, LA Knight picks up a win, and we'll see what happens with him getting a title shot in the near future. What did you think?
This match was a nothing burger to me. This is literally just bread patties, no sauce, no nothing. This was just.
I feel bad. The new. This is the state of the New Day. They're just in nothing matches.
Yeah, like they literally just they just threw Kofi in a filler match, and to give LA Knight some stats. This match was a straight nothing burger.
Can't believe they did the New Day. It was so high.
I've ran out of energy to be mad at shit.
Yeah, that's why I'm just apathetic at this point. Like,
yeah, it's like they have shown us clearly how much they do not give a fuck. So it's like, damn, we, I guess, are falling in line. We're becoming becoming what the WWE wants, is to not care.
Shouldn't give a fuck. Becky Lynch backstage, she approaches Alpha Academy, Maxine Dupree, and Akira Tozawa. She mocked Maxine for being a loser. You got Maxine who says, yeah, she could be a winner, like the greatest women's wrestler of all time, but that's only you that's saying it. And Becky Lynch says, no, that's actually Sports Illustrated says it. Bleacher Report says it. Everyone's saying it. Dupree said, not everyone, certainly not AJ Lee. Tozawa starts giggling at the comment, which leads to Becky punching him right square in the mouth. He dropped to the floor as he's selling the punch. Dupree basically checks on him, which allows for Becky to attack Dupree from behind. She lays her out on a merchandise table backstage and just starts pounding away at her until referees and officials come and stop her. Nearby, she sees her husband, Seth freaking Rollins, the World Heavyweight Champion. Seth asks her, does she feel better now? And she says, a little bit. But she says, she asks her if he needs her help. He asks him if he needs her help with confronting Cody tonight. And it says that if Paul Heyman's going to come with him, he says he's worried about the Brons. And he says that he needs to do this on his own. So, but it is next week. Becky Lynch will go one-on-one with Maxine Dupree once again in singles competition, because we need to do the same matches over and over again, and we need to do anything with Becky because, like I said before WrestlePalooza, I am looking like Negro Damas once again. The AJ Lee Becky Lynch matchup ain't happening. I don't think it's happening this year, but it ain't happening no time soon.
I mean, the AJ Lee thing I already knew wasn't happening anytime soon, because just with CM Punk's interview alone, when he was on ESPN, talked about all of the things and all of the commitments that AJ Lee has for the rest of the year. So we might only see AJ Lee like 1 or 2 more times for like the remainder of the year. Like, we're not going to see a lot of AJ Lee. Like, and if we see AJ Lee, it's going to be in short spurts because of all her other commitments. So AJ Lee is a busy gal. Like, she's not just waiting for the WWE phone call. AJ Lee just happened to perfectly have about 3 weeks of free time, and she was there, and now she's gone because she has her other commitments that she is obligating and she is fulfilling as she should. So Becky Lynch is now back to dealing with the bullshit. So this is because Becky can't, she doesn't have AJ Lee. She can't beef with Lyra. Bayley is already fucking attached to Lyra. They're attached to the Judgment Day. She can't beef with IYO because she's trapped in all of that other mess. There's literally no one else on the roster for her. Like, the roster is full of fucking bookings, and it left the women's Intercontinental Champion blank.
Nothing to do.
How in the fuck do you make that happen?
We need new talent. We need new talent from like NXT to get called up or something. Lola Vice, where are you? We need you on the
They
main
put
roster.
themselves in a fucking spot that they left one of the biggest women in the company.
One of the biggest stars, period.
Do.
Not just women. One of the biggest stars, period.
Yeah, period. With nothing to do. That's WWE for you.
Coming off of her biggest match of the year, too. Hilarious. We get earlier in the night. We got a nice little video package, which was titled Part 1 of a video package covering the past between Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins. Part 1 was Enemies. Talks about how Cody Rhodes used to be in WWE and he had to go out and find himself. We get Rollins, who narrates his part of it, and he says with Cody gone, he took the mantle and he took over this company. He led the charge. He led the way all on his own. He put the company on his back, and he became champion and face of the company. And then WrestleMania, he said he got no respect for it. And then WrestleMania 38 happens, and he doesn't even have a match. But he waited for the mystery opponent. And who was it? It was the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. They went out there, they stole the show, they had a great matchup. In the end, Cody returned home and won the matchup, and Seth basically held some resentment because of this, because he won due to surprise. Then in their rematch at Backlash, he won because he held the tights. So it led to them going to hell, and they had that memorable Hell in a Cell with Cody's torn pectoral muscle, the black and blue marks on his body, and the brutal. We see highlights of that matchup, and they took themselves to another place and earned respect for one another coming out of the cell, which led to them going their separate ways. And Rollins says what happened next. What everything that happened between them during their rivalry, what happened next is actually tragic, which we know part 2 will be about their friendship, which led into what we would see in this show here. We get Seth Rollins coming out and the crowd is singing his song, but then they immediately go into CM Punk chants and OTC chants. The fans remember he isn't currently feuding with those guys and eventually start singing Cody Rhodes. Rollins finally spoke when they did. Rollins acknowledged that he had lost all 3 matches against Cody Rhodes in the past. It didn't bother Rollins because it didn't matter. Those were in the past. Those versions of Rollins and Rhodes were in the past. They were both men trying to reach the top, but now they were on the top and heading into Crown Jewel. The winner of their matchup wouldn't just be Crown Jewel champion. The winner may just decide the next 10 to 20 years of the entire industry. This is for the future. Rollins didn't understand why anyone would want Cody Rhodes to win that match and lead this company into the future. Rollins said that he has done everything right. He stayed with the company when the times were tough, brought the company into its golden age, and took 2 young men, Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed, and took them under his wing so they could reach the top. Rollins has tried to rid this place of cancers like Roman Reigns and CM Punk, yet people still chanted for Cody. And they did again. Cody comes out to a big reception. Rhodes gets on the mic and says he wanted to know what Rollins was even talking about, as if either of them had any control over the future of this industry. He says the only ones who have control of that future is the fans. Rhodes mentioned that Breakker and Reed appeared on SmackDown, and he doesn't think that Rollins was in control of that Rollins was the reason that they were sent there. He thinks that was all Paul Heyman. Rhodes wondered who was really in charge of the vision. Rollins claimed that it was him who set them. He says that every decision ran through him, which Cody responded and wondered if it was Rollins' idea for Heyman to introduce Brock Lesnar. Rollins responds and reiterated every decision ran through him. First indication that Rollins and Brock are working together through Heyman in the Vision. Rhodes said that Crown Jewel should be about best versus best. Rhodes wondered where they would be in 20 years. Would they be sitting in the back reminiscing about the past to the younger stars? Rhodes recalled Rollins being his shield heading into WrestleMania 40 and at the event. He thought that Rollins was his friend. Rollins told him to shut up. Shut up. No, I was never your friend. That act at WrestleMania was an ends to a means. All Cody was the lesser of two evils. They would never be friends. Reminiscing about the past in the back. They would never shake hands. That would never happen. Rollins planned on cleansing the timeline like he was a freaking bearded low key. Everything that happened between them before was dead. Rollins would rewrite a new future at Crown Jewel. I thought this was another really good promo exchange between Cody and Seth. A good follow-up from last week with Seth showing a different layer of his character. This very insecure Seth Rollins. I much prefer over the I'm a visionary, I'm a revolutionary, I'm Seth freaking Rollins. I like this. It's just unfortunate that all of this good character work for Seth Rollins, I don't think it's gonna go past Crown Jewel. I think that this is only to make this build up heading into Crown Jewel interesting, and then he's gonna drop all the interesting traits that he's been getting in these two promo exchanges and against Cody after Crown Jewel.
I love the bootlicker promo line. We're talking about a 39 and a 40-year-old man deciding the future of the business. I love that. So this is going to determine how the next 10 to 20 years go. So we will be talking about them when they're 49 and 50, or whether they're 59, or whether they're 59 and 60. Or, yeah. So, I didn't believe a single word of any of this. Like, not a single solitary word of any of this. I'm on Cody's side 100%. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, we're in the prime literally right now. We're in the moment now. And you're talking about, we're not a 22 and 23-year-old champion, you fucking dummy. Like, we have counted years left. Like, we're not doing this until we're 60. Like, you two, like, what the fuck? Like, and now none of that other stuff matters. Your 3 L's against him don't matter. Like, if you don't lose to this man in the next, 10, 11 days or so, or whatever the fuck this event is going to be, that this is not going to completely fucking break your confidence. As we saw your desperation literally minutes after this promo exchange.
We saw it in the promo exchange.
But it was even worse backstage when he.
No, it's worse because I think that you're missing the point of why he said all this stuff about it dictating the future and that it's 10 to 20 years. The whole point is Seth is so far off his rocker and so on his vision kick that he believes that he needs to win this, and that's the whole way that he could continue with his mission of the vision, that he has to beat Cody Rhodes, and that he has basically lost the plot. And that's why he's gone.
Well, he's right.
And that he's obsessed. He's done this in the backstage segments with Becky Lynch last week, where he's looking at the watch. Where he did it in this episode, where he's looking at the watch. He's thinking about Cody. Cody has gotten so far in his head that he's speaking gibberish. That's the whole point. That's why Cody is the babyface. He's pointing out the fact that Seth is speaking gibberish right now because Cody has got him so far off his game. He's completely lost the plot.
I mean, I sure doesn't. Yeah, he's off his rocker. Sure, whatever the case is. I guess if that's the point, to bleed, it's bleeding desperation, then it's bleeding desperation. It's bleeding the need and the craving for validation. This man's been chasing validation for how many fucking years now?
That's his whole character.
So that's why it just came off as literally like, okay, whatever. And then the guy that's literally just cooler than you comes out and shows you just alone with aura, with presence, why he's cooler than you, which probably got under his skin even more wearing that ridiculous ass Undertaker jacket that you had on. Sure, Seth. And what makes it is like, it's like I want Seth to win, but then I don't want Seth to win. Like, I'm in both boats right now. And it's because if Seth wins, which he needs it almost as much as he needs to be around his wife and child, basically. Like, he needs this more than anything in life. I don't know if I'm going to be able to tolerate his promo after he wins. I'm not sure the level of tolerance I'm going to have for what he's going to spew out his mouth if he actually pulls this off. Because he ain't going to beat Cody clean. It ain't going to happen clean. So
it's gonna be thanks to Brock Lesnar. I think that this promo will be important in the large scheme of things. I think that Brock Lesnar is going to be the one who helps Seth Rollins beat Cody Rhodes.
And that is ass on ass. Like, that will just blunder everything that man said about what he wants and how he visions things. If he accepts the help of Brock Lesnar, of all people, Brock Lesnar. This is the same man for about a 4 to 6 month span ragdolled you, flung you around like you was a fucking mosquito.
I mean, Bronson Reed did that to him, and like 8 months later, he invited him into his faction. I don't think that really matters to Seth Rollins too much.
I mean, clearly, because he ain't got no fucking pride. Because that man clearly lacks any sense of pride. Like, he lacks pride in any sense of the imagination or the fucking or the fucking definition of pride. He lacks it completely. So, I guess in terms, it all makes sense. A prideless, mindless, visionless, don't know what the fuck is left from right guy. If that's what he's delivering, then yeah, he hit it out the park.
Hey, you don't have to like it. I just call it as I see it. I just call it as I see it. I just enjoy this way more than Seth Rollins talking about, I'm a visionary, I'm a revolutionary. This was a little bit of that with the whole future talk. This is a lot of the Seth Rollins promos that we've been getting, but I prefer the nuance that Seth is adding to his character, the insecurity that he's showing off a lot more than cocky Seth who thinks he's hot shit.
So
I'm sorry,
now,
I couldn't get with that.
I think there's just like a sense of just being a man, bro. Like, when Bronson Reed attacked Seth Rollins, Bronson Reed was trying to beat respect into him, but also trying to hurt him, but trying to make a name for himself at the same time. When you are picked up by your pant buckle and your tights, and you are thrown into corners, that is not somebody trying to make a name for himself.
He was trying to get a title back.
To embarrass you.
He was trying to get a title back. He was trying to get his title. It was all for the pursuit of the championship. That's what
they picked this man up by his pant buckle and threw this man across. Nah. There's versions of somebody beating your ass and trying to make a name for themselves, and then somebody just outright disrespecting you.
No, that's somebody who wanted the title back very, very much. I think you're a little confused, sir.
I am not confused. I am not accepting the help from a man if he is capable of pick.
That was 6 years ago, which is like 10 years. That's like 10 years with a pandemic.
I remember that shit. If that shit happened, let me tell you something.
Too bad. Seth Rollins has CTE, so you don't.
Let me tell you something, SP. If we back in the day, we got into a scrap, and you were just like this magically, mythically super strong person, and we got into a scrap meet, and you fucking picked me up by my pant buckle and threw me across the room, I'm gonna hate you for the rest of my life.
Well, that's you. Seth Rollins is different. Seth Rollins is a forgiving man. This is why he's a great man. It's not just me saying it. It's actually Becky Lynch who says it. But that led into some tag team action. Up next, we get Dragon Lee.
Got no pride, B.
Dragon Lee and AJ Styles. They're teaming up against Los Americanos. Before the matchup, crowd was very quiet as Dragon Lee tried to cut a promo. He was honored to be teaming with AJ Styles and ready to go after Dom's Mega Campeon. This led to AJ Styles getting on the mic, and he got a big pop as soon as he grabbed the mic from Dragon Lee. Styles spoke about his upcoming matchup against John Cena and doing one of his favorite things to do in the world, which is beat up John Cena. Styles says that it was thanks to the fans and that this match was happening, and now he got to do something that he loves. So he was ready for tonight, where they would be going up against Los Americanos. The two Americanos who aren't Ludwig Kaiser now have new names of Rio and Bravo, because you can't just call them Dos and Tres Americanos. The whole gimmick is they're supposed to be the same person. You guys just know how to ruin everything. They went to commercial break. The Americanos, obviously Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. I don't know how anyone could ever see Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate wrestle in a ring and not know these two individuals were Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. No matter if you look at dirt sheets or anything, I could just tell by the way they were standing, their body structures, and the way they moved in the ring that this was Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. But in the end, it was Lee. He hosts up one Americano into the air and into the arms of AJ Styles. AJ Styles hit the other Americano with the phenomenal forearm before landing the Styles Clash on the second Americano that Dragon Lee threw at him for the 1-2-3. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee picking up the victory here. This match just went over 7 minutes. Another match where you only need to see the last minute of the matchup. That was a lot of the show, where a lot of this show was you just need to see the final minute of the matchup. That's when the crowd is most into it. That's when the wrestlers are more on point. And this only got 7 minutes with an ad break in between. So it was what it was. AJ Styles won. That's the guy that's facing John Cena, guys, at Crown Jewel, and one of John Cena's last matchup, because WWE really wanted to give this to the fans, and they had no intention of actually building AJ for it. JJ, what did you think?
Literally everything about this was a nothing burger. Everything about this. Stupid promo to start. Like, it was that was just all weird. That's some shit that, why would that even make it on air? That should have been some ad break shit that happened, like, without commercial interruption, like with a commercial in between or some shit. The fact that made it on TV was just weird. And then the match sucked. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I enjoyed literally nothing. I was watching and paying little attention to this match at the same time. Like, yeah, this was filler. This was straight filler. This was a complete waste of time. Yeah. You got your match at Crown Jewel, AJ. Great. Bravo. Woohoo. Sure.
Thanks to the fans, JJ. I don't know if you were aware, but the fans really begged.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. The thing that John Cena is not going to even like cut a single promo for or waste one of his appearances for. he's just gonna come there, do the match, and then we won't see him again until War Games. Yeah, sure, okay. Oh yeah, no. I'm sorry. He's doing the MSG and thing. He's doing the yeah, that's 2 of his appearances there. So I think he is showing up twice before War Games.
Yeah. He's building to War Games. He knows
he's gonna build War Games. He's gonna build War Games, but yeah,
not Crown Jewel. Why would he do Crown Jewel? Come on.
I mean, why would he do Crown Jewel? They just threw him a match with AJ Styles on Instagram and X.
Exactly. Why would he build up Crown Jewel? They don't care. Why should
they built this match off of a tweet?
Not his fault. Jackie Redmond is backstage with WWE Women's World Champion Stephanie Vicaire. She is ready for her upcoming matchup against Tiffany Stratton. She respects Stratton, but would learn why nobody could stop La Primera. Stratton suddenly showed up out of nowhere because brand split. What brand split? Stratton says she's proven herself as champion against some of the best over the past 268 days.
That's crazy.
Vicaire has only been on top for a few weeks. She would learn that it was still Tiffy time. And Vicaire said Tiffany's time was over. This is going to be a very paint by the numbers build-up. I can already tell. Versus Babyface here. But Stephanie Vicaire, Tiffany Stratton, when the bell rings, this should be really good.
Should be good. It should be good. But Tiffany's matches has been very, very tragic and sloppy.
I mean, the SmackDown main event. My God.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be cautiously optimistic about the match, but there's gonna be no build between these two. I love me some La Primera, but there is gonna be no build for this. Like this is a nothing burger of a build. They just both happen to be champions, and they're gonna probably interact with each other once or twice, and then that's the match. Like there's not gonna be a feud there. There's not gonna be anything special there. I'm just hoping the match is gonna be good because I could count probably on a single hand on how many of these Tiffany matches have actually been good.
Yeah, she's kind of been hit or miss with her title matches. Like
so, yeah, I'm gonna just bank on Stephanie making this a good match, and Tiffany will just follow suit and just go along with the chemistry. But yeah, to be fair, Tiffany hasn't elevated a single person I think that she's been in the ring with.
I don't think she's that type of performer.
Exactly. I don't think she's there yet. And she's still super young. So, but the fact that she's held this title for almost a year, unfortunately, kind of has to warrant that little bit of criticism because almost 300 days as champion. They put this fucking
this is the title reign to make her a star that she can eventually be able to make people. Like John Cena's first title reign in 2005, Cena wasn't making people have better matches. He was being carried by better performers. That was the whole reason because they were trying to make him at that time. I think that's a similar thing with Tiffany Stratton. Now, I'm not going to disagree with you. Her title matches have been very hit or miss. Lately it's been more misses than hits. So I definitely agree with you there, but I'm not going to say, oh, she should be at the place that she should be bringing people up by now. No, I don't think she's at that place. She just started wrestling in 2021.
That's fair. I mean, and for the John Cena, it's not like I will ever come to you or come to anybody and be like, yo, you seen that John Cena match from 2005? Fuck no.
Hey, he had a great triple threat with Jericho and Christian. I remember being into that. You get in the back, as you mentioned earlier, a very serious world heavyweight champion, Seth freaking Rollins, told Paul Heyman that he needs to beat Cody Rhodes. Heyman was very upbeat and confident, said that he would, and he would win the crown jewel champion, but Rollins cut him off and he says, no, Paul, I have to beat him. I have to. Meanwhile, Bronson Reed looks serious, getting ready for the matchup. Meanwhile, you got Braun Breaker over here who just smirks at Seth, who's bugging out and barks and then goes to the ring. I was like, Braun, you're hilarious. This leads to the main event.
Loosen up, nigga.
Leads to the main event. The Usos attack the Braun Stars with dives during their entrance. So the referee chose that moment to start the matchup, which seems hardly fair. The Braun Stars fought them off and eventually took control anyway. The highlight was Braun Breaker, who hits this ridiculous diving clothesline off the timekeeper's area onto Jimmy Uso with the announce table basically exploding after he hits him on impact. But it always seems like whenever Braun does these wild moves, he hurts himself just as much or even more than his opponent. It always seems
sense. These fucking moves are crazy.
Always seems like that. This left Jey Uso on his own for a long time in this one. Jey tried to fight back, but Reed hit him with a World's Strongest Slam. They hit the Steinerizer at another point. Reed went for the Tsunami, but Jimmy eventually woke up, shoves all the debris that was on top of him, thanks to Braun Breaker, and he starts fighting back. Jimmy hits a super kick and a pop-up Samoan drop, which he literally launched Braun Breaker on. However, Reed then gave Jimmy a jagged edge. Breaker then speared Jey. Breaker stacked up the Usos. They were all dead to rights for the Tsunami. When the music of Roman Reigns hits, and Roman Reigns returns for the first time since Clash in Paris at the end of August, you get Reigns making his way to the ring with a chair to a massive pop from these fans in Raleigh. Reigns dumps Breaker to the floor. He hits the ring and he stares off with the tribal thief. He then hits him with the steel chair repeatedly, eventually sending him over the barricade. Braun Breaker tries to attack, but he hits him with the chair as well and sends him into the ring, where Jimmy hits the super kick. Breaker bounces off the ropes, and Jey hits a spear. They place him in the middle of the ring, and both Usos come off the top rope with simultaneous Uso splash, both of them barely hitting Braun Breaker at the same time as Jey gets the cover for the 1-2-3. The Usos get the victory here. Post-match, Roman Reigns doesn't even allow them to celebrate. He gets the steel chair. He starts pounding at Braun with the steel chair on the chest, on the ribs, in the back. Then he takes him out of the ring. The Usos are left in the ring with the tribal chief. He looks at Jey Uso, shakes his hand, basically ignores Jimmy Uso's ass. They stood face to face. Reigns gave Jey words of encouragement, telling Jey that this was his show now and to take everything. So you got to smash them all, smash them all. Jey's repeating everything that Roman is telling him, while Jimmy had a skeptical look on his face the entire time as he didn't like what he was seeing. This was a good ending to the show with the latest chapter in Bloodline drama, which always seemed to be compelling. And it's kind of like a break glass in case of emergency with Triple H. The tornado tag was a lot of fun. Good time here. And it was like 10 minutes, so they kept it relatively short. It was all thriller, no filler, a story that you could get behind. They took out Jimmy. It was 1-on-2 with Jey until Jimmy recovered. They looked dead to rights, and then Roman came out, and that's how they got the win. So you protected the vision even in the loss. So I think this checked all the boxes, puts Roman back into play, which is going to be interesting. And I don't know what the matchup for Roman is going to be at Crown Jewel, which also makes it very interesting. So I like this. What did you think?
I think you hit it. Fast, furious. It was quick. Like, this was not one of those dragged out main events. Like, so I enjoyed the pace of this entire match. Clearly, no tags needed, tornado style match. So I just love the all gas, no break style match. When Roman comes out, it's like, all right, okay, yeah, that's what aura looks like, Seth. That's what aura looks like. Just so you know, that's aura. Once that music hits and he walks out, that's aura, not desperation. And he proceeds to get revenge, as the tribal chief should. And Jimmy's stupid ass is over here looking like, oh, he's taking it too far, Oos. Excuse me?
He didn't say that. You're assuming. You're assuming.
Jimmy's whole expression when the bell rung and Roman continued to fuck Braun Breaker up with that chair, Jimmy is looking at Roman like, yo, like, what are you doing? And Jay is like, yeah, smash him. Yeah, smash him. Did you not remember what they did to that man? Did you not remember him getting tsunamied on a fucking stretcher bed? Did you not see the shit get kicked out of the tribal chief and literally put him out of action to be a Kuma for a while? They had that and more coming their way. Like, I don't think Roman did enough. Like he should have fucking broke tables, broke barbed wires, should have fucking wrapped the Ula Fala fucking red necklace around his neck. He should have fucking went balls to the wall beating their asses. But he kept it PG. And then as Jay is amping him up, like, yeah, Oos, smash him. And then you got Jimmy like, damn, Oos. Like,
he ain't do anything. You are assuming. You should only be judging this. You should only be judging this on what we actually saw. You're assuming because of his reaction, his facial expression, that he didn't like it. He did not do anything that you're saying he did.
That's right. Jay acted like he was supporting the boss. And the boss is the tribal chief. Jimmy over here like, I don't know, Oos. Like, nah, fuck out of here. Fuck all that. Fuck them up. That's where I'm at. That's why I like this so much.
No, LA 3G462. I got sympathy and mercy for Jimmy Uso. I agree. You're absolutely right. He was like, y'all got no mercy for Jimmy. He had flashbacks when Roman smacked him with the chair like that. Like,
but he was
in an abusive relationship. He was like the abusive, battered wife who goes back to their abusive husband. Like, he had to stay in the relationship. At least Jay got on the train and he left town. Jimmy had to stay and raise the kids with this abusive father. It's ridiculous how you're treating Jimmy.
Acknowledge that man. Acknowledge your tribal chief.
He's acknowledging his PTSD.
Yo, listen. That was justified what Roman was doing. You gonna tell me that wasn't justified what Roman was doing?
I don't know about that. What
Roman was doing to Bron and Bronson, you're telling me that wasn't fully justified?
I'm talking about, we talking about two different things. I'm talking about the mental and physical abuse that he gave to his cousins, and why his cousin would react in that way.
Listen, clearly
it's deep. You're not thinking about this deep enough.
No. Jay, we already said Jay's already over conflicted. But Jay's always been easy to manipulate. Like, so that ain't no surprise. Like, yeah, but you know, Jimmy has the clear head on. So he's thinking about right from wrong like all the time. And the fact that he saw kind of flashbacks of what happened to him, I'll respect it. But when he's doing that to people that deserved it, you can't get flashbacks on what happened to you.
Doesn't matter. He got his revenge. He got his revenge during the matchup. He helped us win the matchup. He get the revenge some other time.
So, listen, I'm going to tell you something right now. If he goes back to who he was, the tribal chief in 2022, I am strapping on and I am here for the motherfucking ride. Because that
I bet you
was the motherfucking boss.
That was the best of times. That was the best
boss. Like this whole fun-loving OTC one shit, I'm cool with it. But if we get that tribal chief, oh shit, we won't be in for a 2026, boy.
Jay's becoming OTC too.
Shit, if I could be a part of that OTC trade, that tribal chief trade, I don't give a fuck. Put a number on that shit. I'll wear it.
You're gonna be OTC 69 for Stephanie McMahon.
Smash them all. Smash them all. That's how they ruled the WWE for 4.5 years. All this patsy bullshit. No. Smash them all. That's how he was champion for 1,300
LA gets it. LA gets it. He says, you see your brother turning into the dude that beat you up? Jimmy about to snap. Yo, come on, for real. What are we talking about?
But you know what? That same Jimmy that y'all are feeling all sensitive for was only a tag team unified world tag team champion for almost 900 days. How about that? What was the last championship Jimmy won since that has occurred?
He hasn't won any championship.
I'll wait.
Why we gotta undermine Jimmy? Why we gotta undermine Jimmy just to make a point? Like why we gotta disrespect him like that? Like his contributions don't mean anything.
Why you gotta try to undermine the actions of my tribal chief?
Well, no, we are just saying that Jimmy has good justification why he is not jumping and being like, "Yay, Roman, beat him up." We're just explaining that because you seem to be assuming a lot from his facial expression and reaction to this.
So help me understand why Jimmy cost Jey Uso the world championship at SummerSlam.
Because he didn't want him to become like Roman. Now he's
right
back in this situation.
Here we go.
He's right back in this situation.
Making shit up now when Jimmy.
No, that's actually the reason why he said he did.
Yeah. That's what he said. He just ain't want to see his fucking brother succeed.
No, I don't know if that was the reason or not, but I'm just telling you what he said.
He was about to take the championship from the man that was abusing him. But he denied it. He denied his own brother.
Seems like a likely story, but thank you for joining us live. Remember, if you haven't already, drop the thumbs up on the video. That helps us out so much. And of course, final call for super chat donations. Appreciate all of you in the chat who send us some super chat donations here. We got another one here from our boy Dion Jenkins who says, "Oh man, they're really about to retroactively justify Jimmy turning on Jay at SummerSlam 2023. This is what he was trying to avoid." It really does feel like they're trying to retroact one of the big early blunders of Triple H booking, the Bloodline storyline. They're trying to retroactively change it 2 years later.
If they do that, oh my God, that will be so good.
It's retcon. It's retcon time.
That would be so good. This is when it becomes so entertaining and so involved. When you got polar opposite stories and feelings of what you literally just watched with your own two eyes. That's the shit that makes wrestling compelling.
Yeah, this story has been very good. I think that is second behind the whole Asuka and Kairi and IYO storyline as like the second most compelling. The stuff they've been doing with Jey Uso the last month, it's really working and it's made it more interesting than his entire world title run. But let's put our thumbs in the middle for last night's September 29th, 2025 edition of Monday Night Raw in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up across the board from both of us. JJ, out of 10, all these J's. JJ, out of 10, what did you give this show?
I'm going to give it a 7. I'm going to give it a 7 because I think it wasn't the best episode at all. I'm going to consider it like just passing because I think this is the launching point to a lot of stuff that's going to be coming. So it wasn't the best that we've seen, clearly, but I think it's the launching point for a lot of things to materialize and happen over the coming weeks and months. So it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great, but it was good enough.
I think that sounds pretty accurate and on point there. I would I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 as well. It was just a solid episode of Monday Night Raw. The stories that are compelling, the Jey Uso being manipulated by Roman Reigns, and the Asuka, IYO, Kairi, Rhea Ripley storyline. Those things are working on the show very well. I thought Dom had a good night with a good matchup against Rusev, and the in-ring work was solid. I don't think anything was just outright bad on the show. So just a fair show, a fine show, filler show, but a fine show nonetheless, outside of Roman Reigns' big return at the end, which I'm going to give moment of the night. What do you give it to?
Oh, of course. Of course. I just spent like 5 minutes glazing over my tribal chief. Absolutely. Of course. It's the moment of the night. OTC kind of trying to make this show relevant again.
Match of the night, I'm giving it to the tornado tag.
Yeah. Tornado tag is a match. Yeah.
And then MVP for the show, I'm gonna give it to Asuka. I think Asuka has been like the best worker and been the strongest performer in what I think is the best storyline on the show right now.
I'm giving the MVP to my tribal chief. He came back, got a measure of his revenge, and he is finally trying to talk some sense and get into Jay's brain so he could become a winner again.
Also fair. LVP for the show, JJ?
Fuck. This one's hard. This one is hard. I'm gonna go with the New Day. I'm gonna go
with Los Americanos. They lost in their debut matchup.
And New Day for literally being one of the most irrelevant things on the entire show.
Also fair. JJ, let the people know where they can follow you on social media and when they will see you again, sir.
On Instagram, you can find me at TrueHeal_Top Guy JJ. And on the YouTube channel, I will be here, I think, next week. I'm tentative for next week. I'll know by Thursday. But if things go the way they should, I should be back next Tuesday. For True Hill Heat, I will be on the what the fuck date was that? October 13th or some shit?
October 12th.
So I don't lie to the people again.
October 12th.
October 12th. Yes. So Sunday, October 12th will be my October True Hill Heat appearance. I will know in the next 2 to 3 days about my appearance for here for next week. I might have something come up, but I just want to make sure.
There you have it. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. You can follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat, Patreon.com/TrueHillHeat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content. Up right now, we got our GOAT match series watching Ric Flair versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat from Clash of the Champions from April 1989. Their instant classic there. Check it out with me and Jimmy watching that show, watching that matchup, and seeing where it ranks all time among the matches that we've watched so far. And check out all the great content we got on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel right now, like our NJPW Destruction in Kobe review with myself and Sanal. You also had the True Hill Heat flagship podcast with the True Draw Josh, Miss Chrissy Love, and myself discussing all that went down, falling out from WrestlePalooza and All Out. Check out our WWE NXT No Mercy review that dropped last night. And of course, I will be back with you on Thursday, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time, AE Ramble reviewing Wednesday night's AEW Dynamite 6th anniversary show. We got a THH cut dropping tomorrow right here on the channel, as well as on Friday, and the flagship podcast on Saturday at 10:05 a.m. Eastern Time. Join us for that as well. For Top Guy JJ, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. This has been Rated Raw Review number 87. Smash them all for the September 29th, 2025 edition of Monday Night Raw. We are signing off until next time.
This is so perfect. Jimmy just